Hello, ladies. It has been a while since we have gathered all together to film a video. I think the last time the three of us have filmed something together was in Kharkov. After that, we were just doing it in pairs.
Yeah, I think so. Hello, everyone.
To those of you who have just started watching our channel, my name is Svetlana Mucha. I am the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. And today I have here with me beautiful Katerina Romanenko, our executive director. Greetings to Kharkov.
Greetings from Kharkov.
And we have a seductive professional psychologist, Olesya Balichenko, who is wearing a very attractive top today.
Thank you.
Girls, I suggest to discuss a very tricky, but I believe a very important topic. I want to talk about matchmaking and about reasons why some singles will not succeed, will not benefit from using a matchmaking service, and also to discuss singles who will actually find the right partner and who will benefit greatly from hiring a professional matchmaker. I think I have filmed a couple of videos devoted to a similar topic. I will try to gather all the links so that you can watch all of them. But we have, I think, about 500 videos right now at the channel. So we have been here for a while. So Olesya, as a professional psychologist, I suggest that you will start. Can you tell us what type of singles or what type of actions will lead to negative results, in a sense that a gentleman or a lady will not find what they are looking for, what they claim they are looking for?
I can say that, first of all, a person should understand what kind of person he's looking for. So if you don't know what you are looking for, if you don't understand what kind of person you need in your life, you won't meet it. This is first of all. And second, I can say that some people, they like the process of choosing someone. So it's not about the result, but about the process. It's about some sites where you can just meet some other people and find who is more attractive, and this kind of
rate
people,
them in a way, dismiss those who in your opinion are not pretty enough.
And this kind of people, they won't meet the person for the life, because they don't have the goal to meet someone real in their life. It's like maybe I think I want to have a relationship in my life. I think I want to meet someone. I think I want something, but really in my life, I don't do real things, real steps to get it.
Katerina, and your thoughts?
I would say I want to continue Olesya's thought, and I would say that everything that you start in your life, everything starts from the goal. Why are you doing it? Why have you decided right now to change your life and to meet a partner? Why you're going on dates with people? What is your final goal? Because Olesya said absolutely correctly that very often people like just the process. People like meeting someone, communication, and for them, quantity of people whom they're meeting, it becomes more important than quality. And of course, what is also very important is, again, we are coming back to our favorite topic. I think we've filmed many videos about it, and we will film more because it's very important. It's expectations. What do you expect to get in the end, and what kind of person you want to meet, your expectations, because all our expectations we can divide, let's be honest, into two main types: realistic and unrealistic. And you have to be honest with yourself when you start the search with unrealistic expectations. You have to understand from the beginning what will be the result of such search.
I want to add more about expectations, because when we were discussing this video, I was thinking, okay, main reasons why some people unfortunately do not succeed. And yes, the reason number one probably is totally unrealistic expectations whom he or she wants to meet. Like some ladies call us and claim that, oh, he must be a millionaire or a billionaire. He must be very young, very attractive, very kind, sweet. He must spend all his free time with me. But at the same time, he has to be down to earth, generous, of course, never married with no kids, and better with no mother, father, and siblings. And he should accept me the way I am. He shouldn't be picky, etc. So we understand it's totally unrealistic. Same applies to gentlemen who, for example, want to date much younger. And with international dating, we constantly face it because gentlemen have this stereotype. It is easy to believe it that all Ukrainian women, they want to date older men. So a 60 years old guy can easily date a 25 years old, a 30 years old, and he doesn't have to be rich, famous, very good looking, etc., or influential. He just has to be male, I guess. So this stigma, or when a gentleman who is a normal person, average looking, and he wants to date someone who is like way more attractive, even if he's okay to date someone his age, but she has to look like young Miranda Kerr, or who is big right there, like one of Hadid's sisters. And there is another unrealistic expectation that I have noticed recently many singles have, is this expectation to feel insta love, or love at the first sight, to have this butterflies in the stomach, to have this sparkle. And I understand why people like it. Well, of course, it was promoted by Hollywood, by all these romantic novels, etc. But the whole idea that you go out on a date and there will be butterflies, a sparkle, a sign that he or she is the one, it makes the whole process so much easy. You don't have to flirt. You don't have to actually try to be liked. You don't have to be attentive to your dating partner. You don't have to think of interesting stories or interesting jokes, compliments. You don't have to think about the questions that you're asking. You don't have to listen to what the lady or a man in front of you is saying, because everything is already decided. Butterflies, these magical butterflies, they will spread their wings and they will fly in your stomach, and you will know that she is the one. When in real life, you will have to go out on dates, you will have to be nervous, you will have to be sitting there and thinking, does she like the way I look? I shouldn't have written that I am 1 meter and 82 centimeters tall, when in real life I'm 1 meter and 76 centimeters tall. Has she noticed? Or should I tell her this story? Or maybe I shouldn't tell this story. Should I ask about this, or I shouldn't ask about this? In real life, well, meeting someone new, it's both an exciting but also a quite nervous experience. You put yourself out there, and well, the other person can either accept you, like you, and say yes to the next date, or she can tell that, you know what, I don't feel chemistry, very popular excuse. And in the case with insta love or with butterflies, it's an easy way out. It's not her dismissing me, or it's not me not doing my best on the date. These were the damn butterflies that didn't happen to fly around and knock me from my legs because I was so mesmerized with her beauty, etc. I remember that lady. You girls must remember her. She was in her middle 50s, and she went on a date with a gentleman. And later she gave this feedback that he was not shocked with my beauty. So I thought that he would be so overwhelmed and shocked with my beauty, and he wasn't. Well, you're 55 years old. You're an attractive woman. But the gentleman you were meeting, he was also in his 50s. You both are not 16, and you're not the first woman he's seen in his life. You're not his first rodeo, and he has seen plenty of women. He had different experiences in life. So to expect love like when you were 16 or 17 or even 21, those butterflies that you have felt when you were 21, I don't know why so many singles are falling for it right now, but I see it as such a huge problem.
It's like our favorite phrase, like our favorite feedback after the date. I didn't feel the chemistry. It's our favorite when people say it, because they're waiting for this magical that will happen, and people forget that you have to work on it if you want it to happen. Because
yes, and Katerina, also nobody wants to be the bad guy. So if she went out with him and, for example, she thinks that he is short, or for example, she thinks that he is old, sometimes nobody wants to appear this shallow person. So she's starting thinking of the excuse that I just didn't feel chemistry. Or for example, he thinks that she is not a young Monica Bellucci. So I wouldn't just say that she is not attractive or she is like too old for me. I will claim that there is no chemistry. Alisa, do you want to add something regarding chemistry?
I totally agree with you.
And I was thinking about another reason. It is not very popular at Diolli.com because usually our blog, it attracts our type of clientele. It kind of dismisses not our people. So people believe that, okay, he is 55 or 57 and all ladies in their 30s and 20s, they will be like easy pickings. And ladies in their 40s, he is not even thinking about that age group because he is like 55 years young and she is 42 years old. So usually we don't get such clients, but from time to time we get people who are serial daters. And by telling serial daters, I mean that they have used third-party dating sites. They tried local dating, Tinder. They have hired some dating companies. They have attended speed dating events, like local matchmakers, international matchmakers. So they have tried it all. Very often they don't date on free dating platforms on their own, so they hire someone. And sometimes they stick only to online dating. And with such people, first of all, you understand that he is not looking to settle. He likes the process, like Alessia has started at the very beginning. So going out on dates, dismissing the ladies, being picky, telling that she is not beautiful enough, or her eyes should be blue, or she should be blonde. And he thinks that he is paying for this experience to be picky. It's like clothing, shopping. You go, you try things, and then you decide at the end what you are buying, or you decide that, okay, I will drink their coffee and champagne, and I won't buy a thing because nothing in the shop is good enough for me. So this I have seen, and also the situation, especially after COVID, when people kind of have forgotten what real people look like. After online dating, after all these platforms where they use adjusted photos, when you suggest a gentleman a picture of a very attractive woman, by Ukrainian standards, very attractive woman, but these photos are not filtered and not photoshopped, he dismisses her as not attractive because in comparison to these polished, perfect photos of this magical creature who, if we are honest with ourselves, it's impossible to have a skin of a 22 years old when a lady is 47, even if she looks ridiculously good and she takes great care of her looks. 47 is 47, it's not 22. So when this man start looking for a 47 years old, and they tell that, look, I'm dating age appropriately, but she has to look like she is 22, or it's like a pandemic, I would call them on some gentlemen.
I remember such, exactly like you just said, very picky client. After one date, he said he was going to shop, and he sent me a message that now I was walking on the street and saw a lady, and even that lady was more beautiful than a lady that I have dated yesterday, a female client. You know what he was expecting me to answer, that this what is even a chance, a small chance, that that lady from the street will go on a date with you ever. Why do you think that she can be ever interested in you? We can meet, you know, you can turn on a TV and you will see superstars, and yes, they will look better than the people in real life whom you're going on dates with. But what is the guarantee and what is the chance that those people will be ever interested in you? Why are you choosing by your eyes, thinking that it is possible? It is possible. I'm always surprised with such guys, because they think they're absolutely sure that it is possible for him to date this super beautiful model looking girl 20 years younger. It's absolutely possible for him. Why you're not introducing me to such a lady? I want to date her. And they are sure, they're absolutely sure that they can date such lady. I'm shocked. I'm surprised why sometimes men really think so.
It's very similar to women who want to date their book boyfriends, in the sense that she read a romantic novel, and this novel is written by women for women. And of course, the main hero in this book here is watching how she sleeps. He is mesmerized by her. When in real life, you know, when men sleep next to us, they can, let's call it, make different noises, and they are sleeping. So the whole idea that he will watch how you sleep or stuff like that, I don't want to compare like looking for a woman or for a man to looking for a car. This comparison is old. Let's compare it to looking for a house. If you're choosing a woman only by the way she looks, you have seen her like walking down the street, or you have seen her on TV, it's similar to buying a house by a picture on Instagram. You saw a house and now you're deciding to take a loan or to pay in cash for it. You don't know where this house is located. You don't know if there is a garage, if it is for one car, for two cars. You don't know how big that house is. You don't know if it needs repair. You don't know the condition of the roof in this house. You don't know the neighbors. You don't know if there is a school nearby. You know nothing. You see a pretty picture and you're telling that this is my dream house, I'm buying it. So it's hard to imagine this, but it is a house and you can have multiple houses. Of course, it's a big purchase within your life. People do relocate. But when you're looking for a life partner, a person who will have a great influence on your life, I'm not even talking right now about scenarios when you plan to have children, who will give her like genetic material to your future kids. So your kids will look like this person, they will inherit character. And in this case, some men and women, they do similar type of shopping. So they are looking for the perfect facade. They don't know the location, what is inside. So instead of concentrating on actually to get to know a person, like looking inside that house and actually check the condition, what should be done, if you can move these walls, instead of getting to know the ladies, getting to know her values, her long-term goals. Does she want to get married? Does she want to have kids? What are her ideas about money? Does she believe in 50-50 budget? Or perhaps she thinks that you're a male and you have to provide for her. Or she believes in separate budgets. Does she want to be a stay-at-home mom once you have kids? Or maybe she thinks that you will be stay-at-home father and she will continue with her career. Does she want to be this so-called digital nomads when you travel the planet? Or maybe she wants to settle down and to have a garden. So instead of asking all these questions, and the list is much longer, you concentrate on the perfect facade. And many men think that just because like on paper she is pretty, all the rest will magically just happen, and just magically she will want similar things. Just magically she will be on the same page with me about all the important stuff. Just magically she will choose me back. So it's always such a surprise for me. And okay, you saw a woman and you believe she's more attractive. Again, beauty, it's such a subjective thing, and we have seen it so many times when a gentleman claims that this woman is so beautiful. But we had several clients who have dismissed her photos because for one gentleman she is plain, for another gentleman she is not attractive, and for you she is beautiful. For example, another girl and one gentleman thinks that she is hot, the other is telling that, oh, she should lose weight or she should gain weight. It's so individual. The whole idea that everybody will find her beautiful, it's ridiculous. That's the pretty, that's the beauty of humanity. We're all different and we have different understanding about beauty. I remember a client, he kept sending us photos of his ex-girlfriend, like claiming that all women we are suggesting him, they are less attractive. And I have tried to see what he sees in her pictures, because by looking at her picture, well, she was a standard woman. I didn't see like a Monica Bellucci or an Angelina Jolie, but in his eyes, she was like perfection. Why? Because like in the house, he has been inside. So he knew some values that she had. He knew her character, and he knew more. I just saw a picture. And for me, she was okay. For someone, she will be not pretty. For him, she was like beyond perfection. So this whole idea that you will see a perfect picture and you will fall in love with it and she will have all the qualities you are looking for, it's like beyond ridiculous.
And I can already predict many comments that that men will leave in this video below it. They will write, and what about physical attraction? I have to be physically attracted to her. I can feel it on a date if I'm physically attracted or not. How can
you should get over yourself. Physical attraction is built of so many layers. And to claim that she is not beautiful, you have to be honest. Like we know that men love with their eyes, and we have never set a client on a date with a woman who, for example, has unhealthy waist, so she's overweight, for example. Or we have never set a client on a date with a woman who had bad teeth, or, for example, poor condition of her hair, or terrible condition of her skin. No, we never did that. And we have ladies in our database who have model looks, and they have their own expectations. But just because a gentleman hires a matchmaker, it doesn't mean that now he can, like in the candy shop, tell that she has to be 30 years younger, she has to be blonde, she has to have blue eyes, she has to accept my 3 kids who lives with me as her own, and she has to be never married, play the piano, etc., etc. So we always discuss the criteria, what we can do and what we can't do. And I think that sometimes it doesn't happen often to us, but every, I would say, 2 or 3 years, we have a client who is not happy because in his head, he saw that, okay, this criteria, it's nothing. Later on, I will tell them about the woman. They should introduce me to. I was thinking about this guy, French-speaking guy. Katerina will know who I'm talking about. He was in his 60s. We have introduced him to ladies, much younger ladies in their 40s, like mostly like middle 40s, who were like more than, I think the oldest lady we have introduced him to was like 12 years younger than he was. The youngest was like 18 years younger. And he went out on dates, ladies liked him despite the age gap. And everything went well. And he had sex with a few ladies. And then he said that, you know what, I would prefer to date someone who looks like your manager, Katerina. And I think Katya was in her late 20s back then. I remember that. And I was shocked because, Alicia, do you remember the number of interviews that we have conducted to get him those dates?
I'm sorry. Yes.
You remember, right? So all that job, all these ladies who want to date him, he goes out on dates with them, and he's all charming and witty on those dates, and then he gives you, it was like a slap on the face, like, and I want to date your Katerina.
Because she has so beautiful skin.
Yes, like ladies in their middle 40s, like their skin is different from 28 years old skin. I remember that guy. What I remember, we were working with a young gentleman, and he was a nice guy, and we have introduced him to ladies, but he wanted to date someone who has model looks, and girls with model looks, they were not choosing him back. And when we have tried to introduce him to ladies that can choose him back, and they were all beautiful girls. The gentleman was in his 20s, and the girls were in their 20s. He was dismissing them, and of course, with each girl with model looks, like his confidence was sinking, and we tried to convince him otherwise, but reasons were that I want to have one girlfriend for life. She has to become my fiance, my wife, and I have to choose the best. I don't know why I may think that the best is the girl who matches certain physical standards. Try to imagine that you will have to spend like a lockdown with this person, and what will you do? She's not like a picture that you put and you admire. If you will,
by mistake, they think that if the person is beautiful, then she is smart, she is interesting, she will be full package that I'm dreaming about just because she's beautiful. So
okay, she can be smart and she can be interesting. She can be a top model who has walked the catwalks like in New York and in Paris. She can share lots of stories, but she can be very different. She can have totally different values. She can be looking for totally different things. And even if you decide to choose like a movie to watch, we can have your first fight over this movie or over the person who has to cook dinner or who has to do this. You can have very different understanding about things. Beautiful girls, they know that they are beautiful, and beauty is such a short-living asset. When a girl is very beautiful and very young, trust me, she knows it. So many try to use it to build careers, to become actresses, models, etc. But many know that, okay, beauty and years, she can marry up. She can marry someone who will give her like a private jet or a vacation in Dubai, Maldives, etc. like every month. Because at this moment she's traditionally pretty, she's young, and for example, she's flexible about her preferences.
That's true.
How about, I think we should touch it briefly. We got our first negative review on video.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to comment?
It was very interesting experience, first of all, to see it. To be honest, I was listening to it. I can't say that I have heard something very negative about us. It was experience of one man. As all, like we started in the beginning, he just likes the process of dating. I think that every smart person who will listen to his video will understand that he enjoys the process, because the most exciting thing for him when he's saying it's the number of ladies that he's meeting. So when he's saying that he has met, for example, 20 ladies, it's like something amazing for him. So he's not concentrating on 1, 2, but amazing ladies. But he said that 20 ladies, it was so wonderful to meet so many ladies. It's a pity that this man, he doesn't want to choose people who will choose him back. He just doesn't want to choose them. It's his, I don't know, maybe some barrier in his head, but he's always aiming for someone who will never choose him back. And he had this standard in his head. He will look for this lady. He will spend years in this search, I'm sure, about that. He will come to Ukraine after war more and more. He will go to other countries, maybe to Europe. He will continue his dating experience, and he will date more ladies, because he will always look for the lady that will never choose him back. but he doesn't want to understand it, unfortunately. And when you try to explain it to him in a nice form, in a very kind form, you become like an enemy, and he claims that you don't listen to him, that you always repeating the same, you don't want to listen to his thoughts because you repeat the same. But if it's true, what kind of another true we can create for you? We are not magicians, we can't create a person. We can work with real people. And again, we are coming back to unrealistic expectations. If you are coming to a dating process with unrealistic expectations, then what will you get in return? You will get 30 dates during several years. In the end, you are without relationship. You are keep looking further, and you make reviews on some services that you have used.
Alicia, really quickly, I think we have like 8 minutes to get into our time frame.
I agree with Katerina, because this man, he was not about the result, he was about the process, first of all. And I can say that sometimes we need to understand what we are looking for in our life. We are looking for some adventure, romantic adventure, or we are looking for a stable relationship that will give us.
Alicia, a romantic adventure can lead to a relationship if you choose a smart romantic adventure.
No, that kind of adventure. Just one adventure, next adventure, just adventures. It's not about something that will lead somewhere. It's just about the process of romantic adventures, let's say so. So sometimes you need to understand what you really need in your life. And if you are looking for a romantic adventure, you can have this. And it's okay if this is your desire. So just tell us and tell people around that I'm looking for romantic adventure. I don't need a real relationship in my life. It's okay. This is your life. But people, when they say that I'm looking for a real adventure, I want to get married, I want to have, I don't know, some kids, and they don't look for this. They do nothing to get it into their lives. So I just make one acquaintance, next acquaintance, and all the ladies are not like that.
I want to add that it is really important to be very honest and upfront with us. We're always very honest and upfront. When we get the first questionnaire, the gentleman claims he wants to date someone 30 years younger. Katerina always writes that we can't introduce you to someone who is 30 years younger. Probably we can consider this age gap, but we can discuss it more during the interview. Are you okay with it? Some gentlemen tell that, no, like dating someone 15 years younger than I am, she will be too old. Well, we will wish you luck in your search, and we won't waste each other's time. I have seen it several times when gentlemen were not upfront with us, in a sense that he believes he should be dating someone in her like 20s or 30s, but because we are not ready to take him as a client with this age group that he considers, he agrees with our term that we will be introducing him to a lady, for example, in her 40s or late 30s. Or for example, a gentleman is not telling us that he wants to date someone with model looks only. I was thinking about one client, you will understand whom I have in mind. If he said from the very beginning that I want to date a girl who looks like a model, like an Instagram model, this very beautiful, very young girl, we would tell no. Because sometimes gentlemen, they don't want to appear like shallow or appear not very smart about their dating choices, so they hide their true intentions. Like, no, I'm not looking for a model. She should have high moral values. She should be down to earth, etc., etc. But then they start dismissing women who match all their criteria that we put into contract, tell them that she's plain, look at the pictures, this is what I want. Or for example, I'm not attracted because she's like 44, not because she's a poor match, but because of her age. So I can add that you should be very honest with your matchmaker. If you don't want to waste your time, and money, our time, and the time of the ladies. Because time is precious. After all, you can earn money, but investing like months or a few years into like searching for something and to just end empty-handed, I think that's a very, very bad experience. I suggest to make a break and to continue in the new video because it's almost 40 minutes long. Let's wish our subscribers wisdom and only smart choices in their dating life. I will press stop to this one and I will meet you in the next one in a few minutes. Let's make a heart.